3 beeper. I like to take pins 9 and 10 and put 9 on, 10 off for a 70-minute timer. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, when it's full of water, the float switch will tone out, so I already did that. I'm going to drain it. I got to sit for drain to drain this up out. And I'm going to drain the sound. There we go. Pretty much drained. And then it should be open. Gotta get 2 hands up. The 3 beeper alarm on these Hoshizakis can really be a pain in the ass. So I've checked the float switch, that's the basics. Check to make sure the water tubes are all clean. Check to make sure we got good water pressure and we're filling good. Now, I like to sit back and watch it make a batch. I've seen where the pumps have stalled out in the freeze cycle. I've seen that happen. And I've seen the float switches hang up. I've seen the circuit boards get bad where there's really is no issue, but it keeps throwing the code. I've seen that happen. And this thing needs major cleanup. The condenser's dirty. I'm gonna have to clean that up too before we're gone. But right now I'm gonna watch it make a cycle and see if anything pokes its head up. I've seen the dump valves leak by. So we had to check. There's a bunch of stuff to check. Hot gas valve could cause it. I don't think that's going to be the issue here. Because on startup, it's going to go through its fill. It's going to go through a harvest. And when it goes through its fill and its harvest, on startup, it's pretty much going to tell you the hot gas valve's probably working. Because our thermistor is going to heat up. We're going to get to 40 degrees on our thermistor, on our outlet. And that's going to switch us back into freeze mode. And then we're going to start making ice. So we'll see what happens here. I just noticed this on my UEI meter. I think we had talked about it one time if they were made in China. This one says made in Korea. And that's for the head part. And then on the bottom it also says down here, made in Korea. This one's 3 years old, hanging tough. Hasn't skipped a beat yet. Right now is the fill cycle's taking way too long. We have plenty of water in there. And it's almost like it's caught in fill cycle. Stuck in the fill mode. Pulled my float connector off, went to ohm it out, and it's open. So either the float is stuck or it didn't come back up. So now our next move is we're going to take this float switch out and inspect it. Alright, get your float switch, put it upside down, get your connector, and then you can tone it out with your leads. Upside down, it should be closed. And we'll flip it, make sure the float's not sticking in there, it moves up and down freely. Now it should be open when we check it. So the switch mechanism on this float switch is good. However, if you open this up right here, this pin comes out, your float will come out of there. The float can crack, it can get waterlogged, it can get stuck on the shaft. It's not dirty in here at all. So I gotta find out why this is filling up and it's not floating back up to the top or making. And I'll go like this, I'll give it the finger bang. See how it moves. A harvested float switch in my truck. I took the float out of that and put it in this one. And we'll see how that works. The other one felt like it was sticking sometimes, so let's see how we get here. Kind of got her cleaned up a little bit. Okay, now we're starting our harvest cycle. After the fill. Where I got lucky on my 3 beep alarm, on this one, the float switch was definitely sticking. When it goes into ice mode, I pull this off just to take a look, see if the dump valve's leaking by. Then I'll put it back if it's not. Other things you can check: your water inlet solenoid valve could go bad, could give you a 3 beep alarm. Your hot gas valve. Like I said earlier, the water pump stalling out could do it also. Float switch. And sometimes they could be, you know, a real pain in the butt. You'll reset it, it'll work. I have found to get rid of some of the nuisance calls that I'll set that switch to 70 minutes. Where I did the dip switches 9 and 10. 10 off, 9 on gives you a 70-minute freeze before triggering alarm. So I like to stick around and watch it make ice. I've just been burned too many times. If you take a shortcut and go, all right, I'm out of here. I want to see it make ice, and I want to see it harvest the ice and then go back into a freeze cycle. And it takes a lot of time to do that. I know some of you guys probably don't have time to do that working for your bosses. I have time to do that working for myself. So water pump's running, dump valve's not leaking by. I'll put this back. Shouldn't be long before it goes into harvest, and we'll see it harvest and then go back into a freeze cycle, and I think we're in good shape. There it is. It sounds bigger. All right, now I got to watch it come out of the harvest and back into the freeze mode, and then we're probably in good shape.